Hello, this is Coach Rod. It's been a minute since I did a video, so I thought I'd put one down real quick. I'm not going to make this terribly long, but I want to be informative and just touch base with everybody in my immediate area. Okay, I'm talking about Augusta and McCrory. You ready? Let's go. I reside in Augusta, Arkansas. About 10 miles from me is McCrory, Arkansas. Between these two towns, there are 6 gyms with basketball courts in them. And I can't get in either one. I don't know, it's red tape, whatever. Okay. I think the biggest reason why this is happening is it has nothing to do with me. It just happens to do with the fact that we have football programs and baseball programs that they get the most attention out of any of the sports that are played in this between these two areas. Basketball doesn't seem to be that big of a concern. You have kids play, and every year it's the same old thing. You go out, you win the first few games, you have a decent regular season, you go to the tournaments, and everything falls apart. And why is that? Well, this is my opportunity to explain it to you. Okay, I'm going to explain to you what's going on. A lot of times we hear Joel Embiid talk about trusting the process. Okay, we hear about other players saying trust the process, but nobody really explains the process. And let me give you an example of what I mean. And then I'll explain why the process is so important and what you need to do going forward as a community, as a team, as a player. Okay. The process, simply put, is a stage of, it's basically something that you have to go through. I've broken it down into 3 separate steps, and we'll go into that. But here's an example of why following the process is so important. Let's say you're in the 8th grade, right? Female, 8th grade, could be a guy, 8th grade. Don't have good shooting mechanics this season. It's first year of junior high. Don't have good shooting mechanics. Don't have good ball handling skills. Footwork's not that good. Don't really understand what you're supposed to be doing on defense. Okay, you've got those flaws. I say those are flaws because those are things that need to be fixed. Here's what happens. Some parents think that I just put my kid out there and play AAU ball and they should be better next year. The truth is they won't be. Why? Because the same flaws that you had your first season playing junior high are going to follow you into your 9th grade season. So we're going from 8th grade to 9th grade. You're still going to have those same flaws. But I played AAU ball. I played tournament basketball. Yes, you did. And it took up your whole summer. But during the off season, those months in between seasons, you didn't work on your shot mechanics. You didn't work on your ball handling. You didn't work on your footwork. You didn't work on any of the things that you had that I consider flaws. Playing AAU basketball and tournament basketball won't fix that. Why? Because you've been playing basketball with those flaws. You playing basketball again with those flaws, and then the next season you're going to be playing basketball with those same flaws. At some point, you have got to fix those flaws. Okay? And that is what we call the process. There's a process you have to go through. And I'm going to explain this process in 3 steps. Okay? There are 3 steps. You got to follow them all in order. If you leave one out, you'll be chasing your tail. It's like playing AAU basketball and wondering why my shot's not getting better. Okay? Or training and jumping right into a game and it not feeling, it's not gelling. It doesn't feel natural. It's because you skipped the 2nd step. Okay? I'm going to explain those steps right now. The first step that you need to follow in the process, and remember, this is something that you need to understand, you need to trust, and you need to follow the process. 1, 2, 3. Okay. The first step in understanding the process, or the first step in the process, is skill development. Okay. It's skill development. Skill development. It's skill development. You do this with a trainer in the off season. And I can't express this enough, because this is what's going to fix the flaws when you go from your junior high season and 8th grade to 9th grade. Those months in between seasons, if you don't get someone to help you master better shot mechanics, better ball handling, better footwork, better understanding of defense, better understanding of the flow of the game and how you're supposed to move and maneuver on the floor. If you don't get with a skills trainer to work on all of those things, you can't even go to step number 2. So step number 1 is having a skills trainer, a good skills trainer that knows what they're doing. Realize that it can't be done in one day, can't be done in 1 month. And if you're only seeing this person 1 or 2 times a day, there's 7 days in a week. So guess what? Those other 5 days, you're going to have some homework, because you cannot. One of the problems with the reasons that some trainers fail is because the people that they're training, they work hard during the sessions, but then they don't touch a basketball until you see them again. So if you're doing that, your trainer is thinking, man, this seems like the first time we met. You're struggling on this same thing that we worked on last week. What did you do? So as a trainer, we got to give you homework. We got to give you some sheets. We got to send you some videos, something. You got to have something to do in order to get that training, because you need reps. And the only way you're going to get those reps in is going to be some point between sessions, because you're not going to have enough time during session to get all the reps that you need. We're talking about hundreds upon thousands of reps in order for your body to accept this new motor skill, because these are motor skills that you're learning, and they take time. They take repetitions in order to learn. Okay. The second step in the process is practice. During practice, that's when you run drills. Drills simulate opportunities in the game. Corner shooting drill for catching and shooting coming out of the corner. Shooting at the top of the key. Coming off the dribble and pulling up in the mid-range. Finishing with a floater. Finishing at the rim. Sliding your feet in between cones and things of that nature. Working on your agility. Those are game type situations. Ball denial, working on defense, all those things, post moves, working on footwork. All those things are done because, number 1, we have worked on them. You have worked on them with your trainer. And now when your trainer feels that you have not necessarily mastered those skills, but you have develop those skills to where you're showing some form of understanding and you're able to actually execute these motor skills, then we move to drills. When we have those drills, we are just putting you in game situations, simulating the game. When we do those things, it allows you to discover where you can be effective within this offensive set, or this defensive set, or this game situation. See how that works? The problem with some trainers and even some coaches is they make the mistake of thinking that, and you've seen it when you go to practice from one year to the next. What's the first thing the coaches do? Get you out there, get you running some drills. Now, some coaches, me personally, what I use drills for, if it's a new season, that's how I find out who's been working. I run a shooting drill. Okay, I can tell this person's been working on their shot. This one's developed mechanics. Okay, who are my ball handlers? Who are my defensive players? You know, who are my speedsters and whatnot? That's what drills are for. As far as that goes, I'm testing. I mean, when you play AAU basketball, that's what they do. They put you through drills because they want to find out who's got a developed skill set. Where am I with the talent out here? I got 12 guys. Let me see, or 12 girls. Let me see where the skill level is. That's what the drills are for in those situations. Me, I'm not going to put you through drills for the sake of just saying I'm putting you through drills. I don't care if we're standing up and talking the first 3 or 4 sessions. I'm not putting you through drills. Why? Because drills are meant to test your skill development in certain situations. And if we haven't improved upon those flaws that you had, the drills are going to be pointless, because guess what? You're going to fail every time. Every drill, you're going to fail these drills if it involves a flaw that you had coming into the off season. So you get with a trainer. We work on those flaws. When it looks like you have improved and those flaws are no longer detrimental to you, then we move to drills. And the drills allow us to work on and simulate different game situations. We break the game down into small chunks. You know, you're going to have this situation where you're coming out of the corner shooting, or you're coming off this screen, or you're back cutting, and, you know, all these different things, dribbling and kicking out and repositioning, all those different things. That's when we run drills, because that's step number 2. Now, step number 3. Step number 3 is playing in the games. That's when you play AAU ball. That's when you play tournament basketball. That's the time when you do those things, not before. Don't go from school to AAU or tournament basketball if you have flaws, including poor shot mechanics, poor footwork, you know, all of those things. If your skill set is undeveloped, that's the first thing you need to do. Parents, if you're going to spend money on a trainer first. Spend money on a trainer. Stop sending your kids to play tournament basketball knowing that they just got out of high school or whatever. They can't shoot, they can't dribble. Because if you go directly into AAU or tournament basketball, what you going to do? Practice, run drills. But you're going to fail in those drills because you haven't fixed the flaws that you have. And I hate to beat a dead horse, but there are those out there who do not understand the process. Maybe some of you parents prior to watching this video didn't understand the process. Like I said, I'm sitting here in Augusta, Arkansas. Between Augusta, Arkansas and McCrory, Arkansas, there are 6 gyms with basketball courts in them. I can't get in either one. I'm trying to become that basketball resource that these 2 schools, this area does not have. If you understand the process and you see the need for that process, let's get a gym. Help me, if you're watching this, help me get a gym so that I can offer group training, team training. I can offer shooting camps and different kinds of clinics in this area. These are things that these kids don't have. That's why these basketball programs are not as strong as they could be. Do you have the athletes? Yes, but they're not skilled athletes. Okay? They're not skilled players. They can run and jump, catch, throw, stop, and go. Those are the 6 things that, to play basketball, you got to be able to do those. That means you're athletic enough to do those things. That's only 25% of the game. The other 75% is skill development, okay? It's skill development. And if you don't have it, there's only one way to get it. You have to take advantage of the resource that's presented in front of you. So if you're from Augusta or you're from McCrory and you're watching this video, I'm going to say it again. There are 6 gyms in between Augusta and McCrory. I am a licensed gold coach for USA Basketball. I am a top 5 basketball trainer in Arkansas for Coach Up. I have the skills. I have the notoriety. I have the testimonials to back up the fact that I know what I'm doing. And if you want your basketball program to be better, if you want your individual sons and daughters to be better, if you want your program to be stronger and more competitive, get at me. Talk to you next time.